over 60 RV modifications and upgrades we've done over the past 5 years as full-time RVers. Which ones were actually worth it? Most of them, but we're going to break it all down, let you guys know which ones we liked, which ones we probably could have did without. We're going to fly through this video and try to knock it all out as quick as we can. Don't want to miss it, stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to Why Wait. For those of you new to the channel, I'm Chris, and today we're talking about 60 RV modifications and upgrades we've done to the RV. But we're not just talking about them, we're talking about, are we still happy with them? Were we happy we purchased these products? Were we happy that we did these modifications? Well, we're going to break it all down today. Now, you may have seen one of our videos in the past, 50 RV modifications. In that video, we talk about 50 RV modifications we've done to the camper. So today we're going to touch base on all of those and let you know if we're still happy with them, if we're glad that we bought the products, and if we're enjoying the modifications, were they worth it, and all of that, plus some new ones that we didn't talk about in that video as well. And if you want to learn more about any of these modifications or products, down in the video description down below, we'll have video links to the videos where we actually talked about these products, where we went over the installation process, and things like that. So if you want to learn more about them, as well as Amazon links to anything you may want to check out yourself. A lot to cover. Going to try to break this down in about 10-15 minutes. So let's go ahead and jump into it with the first one. First up on the list, and the one we probably get asked the most about, is the Roadmaster slipper springs. This is a modification we just recently did, and we do have, again, a video down to that where you can look at the whole installation process. But so far, we're absolutely loving the Roadmaster slipper springs. The investment was well worth it. The camper's not shaking, it rides smoother, the leaf springs are more sturdy, they're not breaking. Super happy with the Roadmaster slipper springs. And moving on from there, let's go ahead and talk about the brakes. The Kodiak hydraulic disc brakes. Disc brakes, boom, biggest, best upgrade you can probably do for these big campers. We absolutely love the disc brakes. I never thought I needed disc brakes. Felt like everything was stopping fine before. I didn't realize how good things can stop. So the disc brakes, if it's something you're on the fence about, absolutely love the disc brakes. It's a great modification. It was well worth the money, especially if you're living in your RV. Everything you have going down the road is, relying upon these brakes to stop when you need them. Great upgrade. Okay, the Lippert Screen Defender. This thing has held up great over the past few years. We have two dogs. One of them absolutely attacks the door anytime he sees anything outside. It has not busted, cracked, it has not popped out of there, so it's protected the screen, it's done its job. Great little upgrade product to buy. The Camco stair treads for your stairs outside. These things have held up pretty good. This is the second set that we have had over the years, but that's not too bad considering they've been out in the elements 5-6 years. I think the first ones lasted about 3.5, almost 4 years before they started ripping and tearing, and it keeps everybody from slipping and helps the dogs and just, nobody wants wet steps. So Camco rugs, nice addition. Some D-ring hooks for the basement and storage areas. No problems with these guys, a couple self-tapping screws. We put these in various spots around the basement. On travel days, we can now bungee and strap anything down that we want. It just seems like something that, is kind of a must if you're moving around and you have a bunch of crap down in the basement and you want to secure it. So doing that modification has really made a huge difference in holding things down in place that we don't want to worry about shaking, rattling, possibly breaking. Next, let's talk about the Mopeka propane sensors. This one, again, I'm kind of on the fence if it was worth buying it or not. I love it when they're working, and most of the time they are working and they are pretty accurate, but unfortunately the batteries seem to last maybe a year. Again, we're full-time RVing and this depends on hot, cold weather, but on top of that, I've actually had to replace each one because eventually they both just crapped out. So I don't really know what to say. The wife loves them, we like having them, and they read the propane really good. I just wish they would hold up a little bit longer. So you kind of have to think about that one or not if you want to invest in the Mopeka propane sensors. The Swagman bike rack. It's actually kind of useless now. It was great when we had regular bikes. We now have e-bikes, so we have to get a new bike holder. And on top of that, it held up okay. Some of the little rubber pieces that actually clamp down to hold the bikes seem to kind of rub off after about 2 years. And now it's kind of metal on metal. It, held up okay besides that. Kind of on the fence if that one was worth it. If I had regular bikes, I may actually look into a different bike holder. So kind of a on that one. Up on the roof, the Max Air 2 vent covers. Great product. We've had them almost 5 years up there. No cracking from the sun. They've held up well, and they allow us to open the vents while it's raining and not have to worry about anything and create a little bit more shade. So really happy we actually invested in those. While I'm talking about the roof, might as well cover the DirecTV satellite dish. Kind of a modification that was done right when we got the camper. And yes, we're extremely happy with it. I mean, I have to be honest with you. I love getting to a destination, pressing a button, the satellite comes up by itself, rotates, finds a signal, and we have direct TV all the time. So I don't have to rely on cable or, streaming and Wi-Fi and things like that. So I actually love the DirecTV satellite dish on the roof. I'll kind of be sad if we ever get another RV and have to part ways with that, to be honest with you. And again, while we're up here on the roof, we do have one solar panel installed, and it's great for what we do. We don't boondock, but if we want to, do a harvest host for an overnight stay and this and that, it's just enough charge to keep the battery charged up to where we don't have to worry about running out of, battery power the next day and things like that to get the slide outs back and stuff. So, if we lose power for a day or two, having the one solar panel and just knowing that we can always kind of keep the battery just charged up enough, it's kind of nice. So definitely something we recommend, at least having one. If you're not going to be full-time boondocking and things like that, that's a whole nother animal. So installing some hinges on one of your basement walls, great modification. I can't tell you how many times I've opened this wall up now that I have hinges on it to access my water pipes, my pump, my converters, inverters, and everything else, furnaces that hide behind these basement walls. If you live in these things long enough, you're going to be living behind that wall and doing all kind of stuff behind there. So just a simple modification, putting some hinges on the basement wall so it swings open, is honestly a game changer, because before that, you're taking all these screws out to constantly remove the wall. And since we're back here underneath the basement, let's talk about water alarm detectors, one of the biggest upgrades and products we could have ever purchased. I think this has saved us 4 times now. It has notified us about various leaks that have happened back here over time. So they're loud and they're annoying, but they can also save the day. Can't recommend water alarms enough, and we will have links, again, Amazon links down below to any of these items you want to check out if there's Amazon links available for them. Jumping back over to the front door, the Slim Shade screen. This was great because we just had this window here and all this light would just come blaring in all the time. Hot sun heating things up, and it's just a simple little shade that goes up or down. You can install it either way. There's been no issues with it. It's held up great. I would honestly say we could probably do without it, because sometimes we do just end up leaving it open all the time. It's a modification you got to think about if it's really worth it or not. I'm kind of on the fence about it. It's not bad. It's held up great. We like it, but I could probably also do without it, to be honest with you. Okay, we have the RV lock on our door. We replaced it with the RV keyless entry lock, and now we just have the fob to get in and out, or the code. And yeah, it's definitely a day one upgrade in my opinion. The fact that we can just leave, have a code, press buttons to lock it, don't have to worry about people with the same keys getting in the camper. We can give our child the code to get in. So the RV lock keyless entry is a great upgrade. It's held up fine. 5 years, maybe change the battery out 2-3 times. That's about it. So it's been great. The Flagpole buddy. Well, it's not back here anymore because, yeah, it did break. It's actually broken twice. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when it's been up 24 hours a day, 5 years. We only take it down when the winds are like 35 miles per hour or more. We would actually be proactive and take it down. The 2 times it broke, the winds were actually less than that. We were kind of surprised. I will say that Flagpole buddy will send you a new piece of the section of the flagpole that breaks. So send one out for free, just pay for shipping. So that's kind of cool. I do think we're going to upgrade to what they are now offering now, which is a thicker, more durable one. We just haven't got it yet. So you got to kind of think about it. If you're interested in flying your flags, I think it's great. It's pretty cool, but it could be a little bit more durable. So I'll let you know when I get that new one and kind of touch base and see if that one is a little bit more sturdy than the original one we used to have. Maybe the second most asked about modification we've done, that's the Nautilus retractable shower door. And yes, it's holding up great. It's staying clean. We don't need to clean it. We saved 60 pounds by taking the glass shower doors out. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go check that video out on the installation of that. Super happy with the Nautilus retractable shower door, and we've had no issues with it. It's doing excellent. Custom bumper sewer caps here from a company called Metal Mail. They're just kind of fun. They're custom to metal, but it is better than the plastic ones that go in there warped over time. They would fall out. You'd have your hose going down the road or something. So they're kind of cool. They're metal. You can get them custom made, a couple of different designs on the ends. They're kind of neat. They're kind of fun. Not necessary, but we thought they were kind of neat. And I'll, again, have a link down to their website if you want to check out those. And while we're on the sewer hose, let's talk about the under the RV sewer hose carrier to mount underneath the RV to store extra sewer hoses. Thing's been great. It's held up. It's an easy install. This way you can carry 2, 3, 4 sewer hoses. So nothing wrong with that. our Dragonfly lithium iron phosphate battery. It's basically the same company as Battleborn. These are just the batteries that they, I guess, supply like right to straight to dealers. It's kind of weird. It's the same company. But anyways, we've had this battery now full-time RVing for over 5 years. It's still going strong. It's still great. I would definitely recommend getting a lithium iron phosphate battery versus, you know, your regular battery that's going to come with these things. I think it's an upgrade to last longer with low maintenance and a lot safer and things like that. So been super happy with that. RV SNAPPADS. Most of you guys have seen these. We actually love the RV SNAPPADS. We also love the RV SNAPPAD base, which works with the Anderson buckets, which we use a lot. If you guys haven't seen these, RV SNAPPAD base, it's the same as the RV SNAPPADS, 100% recyclable rubber. Goes underneath it. This way we can keep the leg shorter by still using the Anderson block jacks because, you know, the less leg, the less wobble in the camper. But now we have the base so that these buckets won't break on the gravel or sink into sand and grass, which they sometimes do. So we're really happy with some of the regular snap pads we've been using and the RV SNAPPAD base. If you guys want to go check them out, we do have a promo code. You can use the code YWAIT. You can save 10% on any RV SNAPPAD product that they have. Go check them out. They even have some pretty neat stuff for travel trailers nowadays as well. And we're happy to thank them as one of the sponsors of this video. Let's jump back underneath the camper and talk about 8K axles. Yes, we've upgraded from 7K to 8K axles. Well, they're still there and they haven't broken, so they're doing their job. And we can carry a little bit more weight, you know, without going overboard. But hey, just to let you know, the old axles that were on here, yes, we did have one of them break. The spindle and end broke. So having the 8K axles, full-time RVers, a little peace of mind going down the road. We got a little bit more beef, a little bit more room for cargo capacity underneath there. And while staying underneath the camper, we have the Moride X Factor cross members right here. What that's going to do is prevent a lot of stress on those leaf spring hangers when you're really backing on 90 and you're torquing that camper around and those wheels are just kind of sliding. It's very common for these leaf spring hangers to break. So we went ahead and just got the X Factor cross members as well to shore that up and just kind of keep things a little more robust and tight under there. And they've been fine. No issues with those whatsoever. So we did a little modification on our steps. You can flip this down. We can store shoes and other things under here. It's great. It's been fine. It's a nice little modification. Glad we did it. A lot of wasted space. But we actually upped our game when we bought some of these IKEA shoe holders right here, which we now have in the hallway, which are even better. We can fit probably up to 3 or 4 pairs of shoes in each one of these. We got them Velcro mounted to the wall so they don't move on travel days. Absolutely love those things. Eternabond tape on the roof. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Probably seen the videos, probably seen other videos. Modification, I can't stress enough. I absolutely love this stuff. We did the whole roof with the Eternabond tape. Go check out the videos. It's holding up great. We've done a review on how it's been holding up over the years. No issues with it. I'm not getting up there. I'm not resealing my RV roof anymore. I'm protecting it from water damage. I love the Eternabond tape modification. Can't say enough about that one for sure. New RV furniture. I'm sitting on it right here. The RV furniture we had started doing the dreaded hydrolysis process where it started peeling and just falling apart, the old Thomas Paine stuff. So we got in contact with RecPro. That's where we got this furniture from. We do have a code down below if you want to save 5% on that. They have all kind of things, everything you could ever need at RecPro. But we went with the furniture. This is actual hide-a-bed. We still have the love seat over there, the theater seating. Really, really happy with this stuff. It's more like a cloth material, a little bit more residential, and it's been holding up great. In the kitchen, on the back of the pantry, we have these spice rack grippers. A day one modification we made, saved space from not putting all the spices in drawers or in the pantry. Right here on the back of the door, and I think we've had one of these come off over 5 years. So they stick great, they work great, and they save space. Can't beat them. New mattress in the RV. The #1 upgrade you should probably do when you first buy one, ditch the camper mattress, get you a new mattress. We used to have a residential mattress in here. Now we switched to this mattress from Brooklyn Bedding. Again, a whole video on that process. Mattress has been super comfy. Been over maybe a year and a half now. Still feels great, still feels good. Loving it. So you got to protect that back, and a mattress is probably the first thing you should do when you buy a new RV. And because of having heavier mattresses in our bedroom, we had to upgrade the gas struts to open the bed for the storage underneath. We've got these gas struts on Amazon. They're just heavier duty, can handle more weight, and they're still doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. The biggest modification we've done, the most popular video we've ever done, the AC modification up above. I'm sure you guys have seen it. We actually just did a 3-year review on the modification. Everything's holding up great. If you don't know about this, go check it out. You're going to increase your airflow and cool the RV down a lot quicker. And there has been absolutely nothing wrong with that modification. And it's a game changer for keeping these things cool in the summertime. The REESE Goose Box, probably one of my favorite modifications and upgrades we've done to the RV. Took the old Kingpin off, put the REESE Goose Box on. Now we can tow without having a big fifth wheel hitch in the bed of our truck. We just have the ball. The REESE Goose Box, in my opinion, has made the ride smoother, quieter, no bucking, no chucking. Plenty of videos on that we have in the past, so it's held up great. Can't recommend the REESE Goose Box enough to people when they come and ask about it. The Blue Technology Solo Water Filter underneath the kitchen sink. This is a great water filtration system with a 0.2 micron filter, the best out there that you can get. This way we have unbelievably clean filtered water right to the faucet in the kitchen. It's held up great, a modification we did. Okay, let's get into some of the Blue Technology products that we use for water safety, water softening, and just water purification, all that kind of stuff. First of all, the stainless steel braided hoses that they have. Absolutely love this hose, guys. You don't have to worry about mold, mildew building up like you do from the UV light penetrating these other hoses and getting all funky inside. This is food grade, stainless steel, perfectly safe, heat resistant, super strong, UV resistant. I can't recommend this as the ultimate RV water hose to have outside. 50-foot length, and we also have some shorter lengths to connect to things. Great things. Along with that, the quick connects from Blue Technology. I used to have these other quick connects. They were plastic, they were brass, they would kind of get funky over time, they would stop moving. These quick connects from Blue Technology are just hardcore, heavy duty. You can feel the weight in your hands. It's almost like a hydraulic quick connect. Just super nice, and again, stainless steel. Everything is stainless steel. You don't have to worry about any brass and letting all that crap get in your water. Okay, the Blue Technology water softener. It's held up great. It's probably the best one I've had. I had the On The Go at one point. It eventually cracked with some plastic fittings. So you can just tell the quality difference with this one. It's just all stainless steel, and the fittings are great. So it's just, you can just see it's gonna hold up way longer than some of the water softeners I've had in the past. Next modification or upgrade is the AR3 water filtration system. 3 different canisters, 3 different filters, with the 0.2 micron filter being the last one. Just makes for great tasting, safe drinking water. It's basically the best out there. You mix that with another 0.2 filter, like I talked about, the solar unit underneath the kitchen sink, and you guys are going to be drinking safe, clean water. Products that I use from them now are the 90-degree elbows inside my wet bay. That's going to keep tension on the hoses from pulling on your Nautilus panel or your connections and eventually breaking and bending those over time. So stainless steel 90-degree elbows. And we also even have their pressure regulator and even their water flow meter. Again, all stainless steel, heavy duty, high quality. A little bit of an investment, but you know, I drink straight from the tap, and that's all I drink is water. So it's pretty much awesome to just know that you're having safe, quality drinking water without having to have like something huge on your kitchen sink, like a Berkey or anything like that. Installing water shutoff valves all over the RV. This is something that should have came with. A lot of new units are. Modification, I went ahead and I added all of these water shutoffs, so you can specifically just shut off one form of water, whether it's your toilet, your bathroom sink, your kitchen sink, without having to shut off the water for the whole camper. Great modification. Highly recommend you guys check out that video and do this if you don't have those. Makes life a lot easier. Let's cover some real small little modifications we did, but we kind of like them. Number 1, adding a lock to the bedroom door. Listen, you can't have enough adult private time, you know, need a lock. People just come busting in that bedroom. So the door lock on the bedroom, which none of these RVs ever seem to have them. Pretty big upgrade for us anyways, having that lock on that bedroom door. Number 2, some felt, Velcro felt where the slide pocket doors close. It was really loud. Those things would bang. We have the Velcro now on there, and it's just the felt side to dampen and soften that noise. Actually makes a huge difference. Backer rod or polyurethane foam rods underneath these slide outs. Guys, this is good, again, for energy, keeping cold air out, keeping warm air in, all that kind of stuff, but mainly protect your slide outs, Legos, rocks, and all the things that get jammed up underneath there. Just simply pull it out on moving day, and anything that's under there comes out with it. Good hack, good modification. Simple paper towel holders mounted up underneath the cabinets or on the walls to save space versus having a paper towel holder on your counter. Counter space is a premium, so that's just a simple, self-explanatory one. We have that in the basement and in the kitchen. The magnetic knife holder. Honestly, not too sure about this one. It falls and shakes, and actually every time we drive, it falls on the counter and doesn't seem to hold up. So I actually need to ditch this one. It's not holding up. It's not worth it. Maybe I like the idea. I just need to try something different that's going to be mounted better. This one just just falls apart all the time and the knives go everywhere. So kind of on that one. This next one, I'm not too sure if it's an upgrade, modification, or just something we had to do to fix, but we replaced the whole piece of Corroplast underneath the underbelly because it was getting all misshaped. We had some water leak under there, everything got wet. And to be honest, I wasn't too happy with the old piece of Corroplast under there. I bought some Corroplast from RecPro, and it comes with the Reflectix actually on top of it, attached to it. The way it was set up before, it just had, Grand Design just had a loose piece of Reflectix just laying on top of my old Corroplast. So I'm really happy with the thickness and the durability of RecPro's Corroplast that I've put on there, and you can go check out that modification if you ever need to get in your basement and you want to replace that or it's falling apart. It's a good video on how to kind of, tackle that project. It's not as hard or scary as you may think. Installing a brass check valve on your water heater. Most of these water heaters come with a plastic check valve, which over time people complain that it cracks, it breaks off in there, and then you can't get it out. For us, I meant to actually replace this and put this brass one in a long time ago to prevent that from happening. But what happened for us is actually the check valve itself crapped out. So luckily I had the brass check valve on hand and I was able to replace that. So if you ever turn your hot water on and you're just not getting water at all on the hot water side, you've probably had that check valve go bad, and it's probably worth it to replace it with a more heavy duty brass check valve that you don't have to worry about. The Camco bug screens to protect your water heater, the back of your fridge, your furnace, keep the wasps, mud daubers, all the pests from getting up inside there and clogging things up. Guys, no problems with these. They've held up just fine, and ever since I did it, I've had no issues. In the past, I did have wasps getting in here, so they've done their job, and you don't have to worry about them voiding your warranty and your crap or nothing like that. Just keep the things clean and make sure that they're not building up with so much dirt that you can't get air out of your furnace or something like that. So I think these things are well worth the investment. You have a propane electric fridge, well then you should have some plastic cheap cutting boards in the back of your freezer. This little modification makes the thawing out and defrosting process of the freezer about a 5-minute process. Just put these plastic cutting boards back there. When it comes time, you just rip them off the back. All that ice comes with it, and you don't have to sit here and fight this for an hour or keeping the door open, letting it thaw out. A whole video on that. It's a great little modification. It's been around for a long time. We've been doing it since day one. Just a little hack that's well worth it. Valterra gate valve. If you guys don't know what a Valterra gate valve is, you're not doing it right, because this should be a day one purchase. This just basically replaces just having a sewer cap. When you get to your site, you don't want to open your sewer cap. Anything that's jostled around, it's going to come down that pipe. It's going to make a mess, or if one of your tanks didn't close properly, open up, it's going to make a huge mess. Valterra gate valve, you now have gate valve there, you now have protection. Hook up your elbow, your sewer hose, then you open that gate valve. Voila, you're safe from any poo getting all over you. Got to have the gate valve. Motion sensor lights on our steps outside. I could probably take or leave these. It turns out we kind of have enough light from the floodlight and the porch light and everything else that these really aren't that big of a deal. It seemed kind of neat at the time. Oh, some motion sensor lights. But to be honest with you, just having to recharge batteries and things like that, it's just not really worth it. Maybe if you're camping somewhere dark, it's something you need, but I could probably honestly do without them. The Lippert friction hinge. This was actually a modification I love. Most RVs come out with these nowadays, but we didn't have it. The door's always blowing wide open, flying out of our hands, especially in the Texas winds. Installed one of these friction hinges, and now the door stays still and the wind doesn't catch it. Big modification. We have a whole video on basically 10 RV modifications that we did to the door alone. We're going to touch base on some real quick, but you can go watch that if you want to learn more about those and some of the installs and things like that. Sticking with the door theme, we have this slingshot right here. Just another great thing to keep the screen door closing behind us. So now we don't have to worry about it blowing open by accident or not closing or the dog's running out. It just snaps back and just keeps the screen door closed on its own. Nice little upgrade. It's been holding up great. We like it. The safety handrail from Moride. It's just an extended door handle that, basically now you can grab this handle from all the way at the bottom of your steps instead of halfway up, and it just flaps closed right against the RV. I think it's great, especially for maybe elderly people. It just gives you a little bit more stability going up and down these stairs, and you can reach it a lot easier. And on top of that, we also have this other door handle right here. Now we can reach and open the door from the bottom as well. We don't have to go up the steps and kind of walk backwards to open the door, then go back in. So just a couple modifications to make getting in and out of these RVs a little bit easier, and we've been happy with those. The TST tire pressure monitor. Guys, we bought this on day one, and like I said, we're over 5.5 years into full-time traveling. Things been great. I have these flow-through sensors on my truck and on the RV because we have an older truck, you know, and they're on the dually tires, everything. Can monitor my heat, make sure we don't have blowouts. It's going to notify us if we do, or if the pressure's getting too high. It's been great. It's held up. And overall, for the money we paid for it, I think I've been pretty happy that they've all lasted this long, and they've been just great. The indoor safer home fly trap. Basically, it's just a light with the sticky pad, and you'd be surprised at all the crap you catch in your RV. It's actually pretty gross. We have 2 of these. This is something new we've actually just had in the RV over the past year, and I'm glad we have, because after about a month, we checked the back of these, and it's pretty disgusting. You find out what's actually flying around in these things. So just a nice little night light and a good way to keep the some of the creepy crawlies from flying around your RV. Motion sensor lights in the pantry. Yes, it's a great idea. No, I'm not too happy with the ones we have. They just seem to, after I go to charge them with the USB, which I was happy about, not having to replace them with batteries, they start to flicker, they crap out too easy. They're supposed to be a motion sensor, and the switch just seems to get a little funky. I'm actually probably going to invest in some kind of motion sensor lighting, but I don't think I'm going to buy these again. Over time, I just haven't really been happy with them. Elevated bunk bed in the RV. Hey, I'm pretty happy with this. I built this thing 6 years ago before we even started full-time RVing. It's held up great. Ditched the couch. My little guy's almost 10 years old now. He still fits on it perfect. It's still holding up great. I guess just a little modification, you know. Hey, if you're looking for, you know, kids in mid-bunks and don't want to use the couches that are in there, don't be too scared. Just kind of build your own thing like this. It's, you know, pretty easy and held up good. That's it, guys. We knocked it out, all 60. Hope you enjoyed that. We've been pretty happy with most modifications and upgrades that we talked about today. There's very few that we've just been like, hey, these suck. I wish we would have never did that. So, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.